Hi, this is Tara. The topic for Ielts speaking today is about family. Do not forget to take some notes if you want to study about it later. And if you're ready for it, then we just get started. This is Ielts speaking part 1. Can you tell me a little bit about your family? Well, I come from a small family. It's just my parents, my younger brother, and me. We're not the type of family that's overly expressive, but there's kind of support that I really appreciate. I would describe it as independent, but still very connected. Do you get along well with your family? Well, I would say most of the time. We actually don't see eye to eye on everything. For instance, my father and I have very different opinions about career choices, but I think disagreements are healthy. At the end of the day, we respect each other, and that matters more than always agreeing. How much time do you spend with your family? Honestly, not as much as I would like to. Everyone in my family seems to be a bit busy. They have their own schedules, so it can be difficult for us to coordinate. That said, we make it a point to eat together on Saturdays or Sundays, and those meals are really important to us because they give us opportunities to catch up properly. Do you prefer spending time with your family or your friends? Well, I guess this is a tricky question to answer. With friends, I do feel more carefree and spontaneous. While with my family, there is a sense of belonging that is irreplaceable. I suppose friends are like the family you choose, but family is the anchor that keeps you grounded. This is Ielts speaking part 2. Describe a family member you admire. You should say who this person is, what they are like, what they do for your family, and explain why you admire them. You have 1 minute to take note if you wish. The person I would like to talk about is my grandmother. She's in her late 70s, but she still has her remarkable energy and sharpness of mind. She used to work as a history teacher, and what I admire most about her is her curiosity. She never stopped learning, even after her retirement. She's the kind of person who can turn an ordinary story into a lesson of life. What sets her apart, though, is her resilience. She grew up during difficult times, and yet she managed to build a stable life for her family of 6. I also admire her sense of humor. Even in tough situations, she tried to manage to find something to laugh about, which lightens the mood for everyone around her. To me, she represents wisdom and optimism, and I hope I can carry those traits into my own life. This is Ielts speaking part 3. How have family roles changed in your country in recent years? Well, there has been a shift, definitely. As far as I know, a generation ago, the family roles were quite rigid, as the fathers provided financially while mothers managed the household. However, these days, the boundaries are blurred. Some men can stay at home and cook, while women run businesses outside. And in some cases, grandparents or even older siblings in a family share responsibilities. It's just less about tradition now and more about practicality. Do you think family is less important than it used to be? Well, in my point of view, I wouldn't say family has lost its importance, but the way people define it has broadened. For some people, family isn't only blood relatives, it can be close friends or even online communities. What has changed is the structure, not the value of the family, as people still need a support system, whatever form it takes. What role do grandparents play in modern families? Well, grandparents often act as kind of safety nets. Apart from providing child care, they are the ones who remind younger generation of traditions and values that might be otherwise forgotten. At the same time, they benefit as well because staying involved keeps them active and gives them a sense of purpose. In what ways can family influence a person's character? Well, family is the first social environment we are exposed to, so it leaves a deep mark on our character. For instance, if you grow up in a family where people communicate openly, you are likely to become confident and articulate. On the other hand, if the atmosphere in the family is tense or critical, that can affect your self-esteem. In short, family sets a tone on how we deal with the outside world.
If you learned something today, great. If not, just say you took after someone else. This is Tara, disappearing like your grammar notes.